So, Jean, tell me a little bit about why you want to tackle your phobia of dogs.
I know it sounds kind of silly, but my boyfriend, I really, really like him, and he's so great, and I really think that there's, like, maybe something there, but he has this German Shepherd, and, normally it's fine, I don't have to go anywhere near the dog or whatever, but the other day we started talking, and he started, I started saying, like, okay, well, I don't, I'm not comfortable around dogs, and he basically was just like, well, it's you or the dog, like, I said that, and then he was like, well, I'm not getting rid of my dog. So, like, I just really want to be able to overcome that so that way I can, maybe learn to tolerate Cindy. Like, she's a good dog, but I don't know. It's like, I know it sounds weird, but it's really scary.
It's understandable, especially if that's a really big dog.
Yeah.
How long are you willing to put in, like, to overcome this?
I think like a couple months, maybe.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
So, I think the best thing for us to do is there's a technique. It's called systematic desensitization. And that's basically a fancy term for us setting up a list of scenarios, and all of them are going to expose you a little bit more to dogs. And we'll start really mild, and every time we're going to just push you out of your comfort zone a little bit more.
Okay.
And eventually, you'll expand that comfort zone and hopefully minimize that fear.
Okay.
So, I have a lot of confidence that you can do that. I've seen lots of people overcome things like this. And where we start is really to kind of outline that what we call a fear hierarchy. So we make that list of situations, starting from 1 to 10.
Okay.
And I'd really like you to be the one to kind of guide where you want to go with this. So I'm going to give you some paper and a pen, and we'll come up with these ideas together. So
Okay.
if you want to first make a list of 1 through 10.
Okay. Okay.
So the easiest way to do this is usually to come up with 1 and 10 first. So I guess for 1, what do you think is how close could you get to a dog and be comfortable?
Not very close at all, honestly, it's kind of hard to look at them,
Okay, so do you think it would be reasonable maybe for you to start by just having to look at dogs that are behind glass?
Yeah, I think I could do that, because then it's like there's a barrier there, but I can still see. I think I could do that.
Okay, you think that would be like a first step?
Yeah, I think that would be good.
All right, how for each of these, we want to also come up with how much fear do you think that's really going to induce in you, so that we can make sure that we're taking gradual steps and that we're going in an order that's appropriate for you. So on a scale of 1 to 100, where would you put that?
If there's a glass there, like probably a 10, I guess.
Okay, then go.
Okay.
Okay, and so then let's jump all the way to 10, and I know that will, just even talking about it might cause some discomfort. But for number 10, it should be kind of where you want to, your extreme of what point you want to get to. So maybe not what you're going to be dealing with day to day with Cindy, but, something that's, that you would be very uncomfortable with now, but is your end goal.
Honestly, I'd like to be able to, if I walk into the house and the dog comes and greets me, I'd like, that's like one of the most fearsome things for me, but I would love to be able to be able to do that,
Okay. And is the dog fairly well trained, or does it barrel towards your boyfriend?
Honestly, sometimes it barrels. I try not to be in the same room when, even when she's out, but yeah, she's definitely a playful dog, so I hear.
Well, that's a really good idea then for number 10. So something that by you might not feel like you could do it right now,
Okay.
but that's something that, as somebody with a dog, that's something that you do have to deal with
Yeah.
when it comes to being around dogs. So that's a really good end goal for you. The easiest thing to do next would be to come up with your middle point. So number 5, what do you think could maybe number 5 be being able to take the dog on a walk in the park?
No, that's really scary. Like,
That's not a middle ground for you?
I don't think so. I think that'd be closer to 10, honestly.
Okay. What do you think is something with a dog that would be, would it be something like, what if you let them, like, lick your hand?
Yeah, I guess I could
So it could be...
do that, Yeah, no, it'd be kind of scary, but I think that'd be a good middle ground.
Okay, so if you want to write under number 5, lick hand, and go ahead and assign a number. I assume it's around 40 to 60%.
Yeah, like 55, I'd say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. So now it's a little easier to go in and fill in the in-between. So after you have looked at a dog through glass, what do you think the next step up? And you labeled that a 10. So what do you think is like maybe around 15 to 20?
Probably, like, maybe if I got rid of the glass, but it wasn't just like me and the dog in the room. Maybe like
a cage door.
Yeah,
Would
definitely.
be, I think a good next step.
Yeah, I think I could do that.
Okay, so if you want to write that, and that would be, I guess, with some distance in between you and the cage, not right up against it.
Yeah.
So I guess for number 3, do you think it would be reasonable for you to like let the dog sniff you through the cage, so you don't have to?
Can the
touch
cage
it?
door be still closed though?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. No, I think I could do that.
Okay.
Yeah, I could do that.
And then I guess what would you put between? What number would you assign letting them sniff you through the cage?
Maybe like a 25.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
And then what would you put for between sniffing through the cage and then licking hand?
I don't know. I feel like maybe something that's like breaking down that barrier between, but.
So do you think? I guess the logical one would be to pet the dog. Would you put that before or after letting it lick your hand?
Licking kind of grosses me out, so I would definitely say before.
Okay. Do you think that's
No,
reasonable?
I think that would actually be good, yeah.
Okay. And then go ahead and assign your...
Like,
for that.
40?
Okay. It's reasonable. So now we're going to jump a little more extreme, and it's going to be between, filling out 6, 7, 8, and 9.
Okay.
So you have lick hand for 5, and then to be able to walk into the house and be greeted by the dog for 10. I guess the next few ones you would do are probably like walking the dog. How do you feel about walking?
I guess like after the 5, like the lick hand one that I wrote, maybe is it okay like if I don't have to walk the dog right away? If someone.
Yeah.
Like, is that?
Yeah, that's reasonable.
I
Because,
don't know.
I mean, you want to see whether this dog holds, or hopefully in this case, no, but that can definitely be something you'd have a lot of fear about if you're scared of dogs. So maybe if you, whether it was your boyfriend or a dog walker or somebody was walking the dog through the park, but you could just accompany them?
Yes. Yeah, I think I could handle that more before I could handle it, doing it by myself, you know?
And at that point, you've had the dog lick your hand, and you're taking a big step by jumping to the walk, but you won't have to be in direct contact.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, so maybe for number 6, go on the walk with someone else walking the dog.
Okay.
And so how do you feel about that one, scale-wise?
Maybe like a 60?
Okay, it's reasonable. So do you think the next step would be to walk the dog yourself?
Yeah.
Maybe we could divide walking the dog into 2 if that's what you're more comfortable with. So maybe a short, just maybe in the yard for one, and then maybe for a longer walk. So.
Yeah, like could I stay near the house for the first time in case I need to,
yeah,
step
and maybe
away?
do a shorter amount of time. So
yeah,
maybe
like 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Is that long enough?
Yeah, that would be reasonable.
Okay. So I put that here for the next one?
Yeah.
Okay.
And, so then I guess the next one would be maybe, like, bringing the dog on an actual walk with somebody else, but you have the leash.
Yeah. Maybe, like...
I mean, we're working our way up
6
to
minutes?
the,
No.
8, we're working our way up to the 8, 9, and 10, so right now this might seem out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah, it seems like that. Okay, maybe a walk in the park for
15 minutes?
Yeah. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's reasonable.
Okay.
And then, I guess what would your last one be between taking the dog for a walk and your extreme of being greeted by the dog?
I guess one thing that my boyfriend, I can kind of tell he misses is not being able to sit on the couch with, me and Cindy. So maybe like being able to sit on the couch with Brian and Cindy, like.
Yeah, so being in like close proximity to the dog, but it may be a more relaxing environment than what you've already touched upon, or what you will be dealing with in 10, where it's a little more excitement.
Yeah, so like. Okay, sitting on the couch.
So sitting on the couch with the dog.
Okay. So I can write that here.
Yeah.
This is so scary to even think about. Oh my gosh.
So we've now finished the list, and I know it does seem like something that right now is not even a possibility, but I assure you that with each of these that you complete, you're gonna gain more confidence in yourself and your ability to overcome this, and I really do think that you can.
Okay, I hope so. I really hope so.
Okay, so next week we will we'll start making arrangements to really tackle this.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, no, thank you so much.